Alrighty guys, today I'm going to compare my old carry gun, all unloaded and safe, just get that out of the way before we get going. Glock 22 Gen 3 40 cal, and my new gun, a CZ75B 40 cal. Completely different school of thought as far as guns. This is not intended to be a, bash the Glock video. They don't really compare to each other like that. I like the CZ better, but honestly, that's not because I'm saying it's a more functional or better gun. I like the ideology of the CZ better than the Glock. I've had this for about 9 years, and it's just never really fit me right, and I've never been that excited about it, at least not for quite some time. I cut on it to try to make it fit me better. It used to ride really high like this. I could, get my hand all pushed up into it, and after a few rounds it would drift down out. The finger groove actually pulled on my finger in a way that pulled it down out. You can see I've cut up under here, moved this finger groove, relieved around the mag release, and it fits better now. You can see I'm pretty up in it there, after cutting on it and ruining its resale value, which is okay with me. I'm not that worried about it. The CZ75, stock as stock can be. The only thing that's aftermarket on this is the wear and the grease. And it's just, could you be more pushed up into the beaver tail? I don't really think so. If you could be, it'd be super uncomfortable. It actually was at first. When I first got it, the first little while I spent with it, it was like, wow, this thing's kind of uncomfortable. Until, the web of my finger got used to being pushed that hard up into the gun. Naturally by the shape of the grip, and I like it now. This is heavier, it's lower capacity. Your factory CZ mag is a 10 round flush. You can get a 12 round flush, and I'll be doing that. Then you can get these Metgar mags, which are a 14 round with a +2. It's a 12 with a +2 basically. They stick down. They both give you something to grab. That you've got tons of grab if you have a mag issue. This one, you've got this nice heavy lip on the front, so neither of those is going to get stuck in there. Glock that's a CZ mag. One of these, well, yeah, this one. Glock mag, 15 rounds, and I'm not going to chamber it because it's a loaded mag and it's a video. But anyhow, you can see it sticks down just a little bit, 15 rounds. So it's a little bit higher capacity. This is a lot heavier. It's just there's no way around it, It's steel on steel. It's built like a tank. It's heavier built than the CZ75 9mm, which is part of why I picked it. Different ideology though. This gun has hand fitting on the barrel and the slide to make the barrel lock up, and you can tell, it is locked up. The slide to frame, no wiggle at all. This is a mass-produced gun, no handwork here. Plug and play barrels off the internet, whatever, if you're into that stuff. Look at that movement. Look at that. You just give a little finger press on the barrel hood and it drops way down. And play here, well, if you can't see it, you can hear it. Plastic sights. Honestly, this is starting to sound like a Glock bash video. They suck. They work, but they suck. Mine are all mushroomed and stuff now. They're all deformed on the edges. Probably the most irritating thing to me about them is if you get them really, really lined up, which it doesn't look like it in the video, but it does in real life. If the top of the pin is on the top of the groove, part of the dot's hidden. Seems pretty stupid to me. CZ, nice, crisp metal sights. The 40 actually comes with night sights, which is not really a make or break thing to me. I don't really care, but it is cool. and I know a lot of people are really torn up about that kind of thing. But they are sweet, they are crisp, they are sharp-edged, and they're made out of metal, just like everything else on it. We all know the Glock is a double-action every shotgun, so you cock the striker and boom. The CZ is a double single, so we'll start off with that hammer all the way down, right there. More or less no take-up. I'd actually call that wiggle, not take-up. But anyhow, very, very long, hard trigger pull. It is, however, it does have a hammer block, so it is safe to carry hammer down, safety off, which actually the safety will only go on if it's cocked all the way. So if you're not carrying cocked and locked, then you're ready to go, just like you would be with a Glock. You know, double action trigger pull, and then your single action after that. So yeah, you have that first really long hard one. If you carry hammer all the way down, then you can come back to here, half cocked, which would be really nice for somebody with a little bit smaller hand, and you have a shorter double action trigger pull. And then the piece de resistance, pronounced horribly, the single action is a very, very easy to get on, and I wouldn't call it crisp, because it does move a little bit, but it's smooth, and it feels good, and it's easy to hit with. And you can carry cocked and locked back here, which is what I've been doing. I didn't think I would, but honestly, I actually like it. I've done enough squirrel and rabbit hunting and stuff with groups of people that I'm used to carrying a firearm with the safety on, and just having it be a reflex to flip the safety off when I need to. So actually, I don't really notice it, and I like having the single action on the first shot. So that was actually an after the buy kind of thing. As far as the triggers, you can't really compare them because this one's not stock. I've polished all of the, the trigger bar and all of that, and where it interfaces back here in the lock work. And I rounded the corners off of the striker block. So it has a very smooth take-up, which your stock Glock won't. And then it's got a very crisp break, also, which your stock Glock won't. It's going to be more like, dragging a shovel through the mud or something. Really sounds like Glock bashing, but it's a fact. Glock triggers suck to start with. A little bit of polishing, couple late evenings, and you can have a really nice trigger. Or you can just buy one of these and start out with a really nice trigger. Really sounds like Glock bashing. I need to get off of that kind of stuff. As far as reliability, I've run like 2,000 rounds through this one. I had an issue a long time ago with some stovepipes and failures to feed with Hornady Critical Defense. Was probably holding the gun like a wuss. Run this thing, brought it home, wiped its butt, went out and shot. We're running like a boss. As far as ammo that I've run through the CZ, today I started off with this stuff, which is, I always heard that they had a problem with aluminum. I'm not seeing it. It ran it just fine. Went on to some of this, hollow point, just basic Winchester white box, nothing fancy, 50 rounds, no problems at all. Ran it like a champ. Then let's see, I think I shot some of this. Super duper fancy, cool box with lightning on it. 140 grain, solid copper. This stuff feeds like crazy. I mean, it wants to be in the chamber. It also shoots high. I was just running some drills out in the backyard because I live in the country and stuff like that. And it shoots high. I missed a lot with it over the top of the target because I'd just been shooting other stuff, and it gets on up there. Ran some of this Federal Hydroshock jacketed hollow point, 135 grain low recoil. Kind of honestly thought that this was going to jam a lot because it's low recoil, and if you don't feel it, the gun doesn't feel it. So I figured if something was not going to run too well, something was going to, short stroke or stovepipe or anything, it would be this, but it's not. Ran this PMC Starfire 180 grain hollow point. Again, like a boss, shoots to point of aim, no problems. This is the closest one that I had to what I would call an issue, and I would say that it's because I probably rode the slide down on it a little bit. But I had one first time I went to chamber it where it just sort of hung a little bit, and I took it back out, examined it, make sure it wasn't, you know, damaged in any way, put it back in, no problems. I'm going to say it's probably my fault, but I still would not choose to carry this stuff because I had an issue with it, and I rode the slide down, you know, rode it home like a school bus with some of that other stuff, and had no problem. So I'm not going to carry this stuff. It shot fine. After that, you know, remember to drop the slide all the way, but I did have an issue. And then I shot some of this stuff, 180 grain factory reload stuff. Don't do this. You know, when you see those videos where you're looking at buying a gun and somebody, you know, throws one in the mud and picks it up and shoots it, and you're like, oh my god, how could they do that? It's good to know, but I won't. Let me be that guy for you. It's like impossible to clean this crap out of the barrel. It's horrible. It shot it all, you know, it ran it all just fine, but it's freaking horrible to clean. As far as accuracy between the two, it's gotten dark in here, guys. It's gotten really dark. Nope, that's not going to work. As far as accuracy, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this now. This is a CZ. Let me see, I'm all old-fashioned and stuff. Watch this. I'm going to light a candle because I'm over in the man cave. Okay, so with the CZ, nice centered group to me. I'm not a match shooter. You know, you're just going to have to learn to like it because I don't shoot that well. But I'm happy with this because it's in the middle of the target, and I've always had an issue with that. With the Glock, I've got this one, which I would say the core group is tighter, but there are more flyers, and it's off to the left, which is something that I've always struggled with the Glock. Never got around it. So even though this is slightly, very, very slightly more consistent, I'm a lot happier with this because it's actually what I was aiming at. And it's something I've always struggled with. As far as making it fit, you know, with the Gen 3, there's not very much that you can do with it. With the CZ, tons of different grip options out there. I have the factory grips on it right now, and I like them. I'm going to have to end this one, guys, because it just got dark in here, and it's not working out. But, anyhow, I appreciate it, guys. CZ is a sweet gun. If you're looking for something different, you know, you're not wanting to carry another poly pistol, you want something metal, something heavy, CZ is awesome. It's a proven weapon. It's used by police forces and militaries. It's approved all over the world for that kind of use, and it's sweet. It feels good, it looks good, it shoots good, and hopefully my next video, you know, it won't get dark out and mess it up. But anyway, guys, you know, tell me what you think, subscribe, like it, you know, whatever you do on YouTube. And I've got other guns to review. If you want to see this one deeply taken apart, that will happen. If you want to see a basic teardown on it, I can do that too, although other people have. So, it'd be kind of a, you know, that's already out there thing. But yeah, I've got other guns to review and stuff, so give me feedback, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Lighting issues, an inability to see, whatever crosses your mind. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you next time.